Sawasdee ka. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Investment Opportunities in Advanced Agriculture and Future Food Industry in EEC, proudly and cooperatively presented to you all by Eastern Economic Corridor Office, or EEC, of Thailand and Singapore Business Federation, or SBF. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Patchalin Viprom, Senior Investment Promotion Officer of EECO, serving you as your Master of Ceremony for this spectacular webinar. To officiate the opening of this webinar, I would like to invite two important persons from EEC and SPF to deliver opening remarks. Firstly, I would like to invite Mr. Sihasak Phongketkaew, Special Advisor to EEC Office and former Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, to deliver opening remarks. Please welcome.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon to everyone. I'd like to begin by thanking Mr. Tan Teck Lee and the Singapore Business Federation for co-organizing this webinar together with the Office of the Eastern Economic Corridor, EEC. I also like to express our appreciation to all the distinguished speakers for taking part in our discussions this afternoon. I believe that agriculture, agribusiness, and agri-food industry are at an important crossroads, undergoing significant transformation driven by innovation and advances in technology. The opportunities ahead are indeed immense, but at the same time, so are the challenges. Indeed, these are critical times in terms of global food production and supply chain, given the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, the crisis in Ukraine, technological disruptions, and climate change. How to meet rising demands, how to increase productivity, how to respond to consumers' expectations of higher standards in terms of health and safety, how to ensure resilient supply chains, and most importantly, how to put sustainability at the center of the entire food production process. I think this webinar is a timely opportunity for us to look at the future and the future trends in agriculture and food industry, bearing in mind the challenges and opportunities ahead. Now, as you know, this webinar is focusing on investment opportunities in the Eastern Economic Corridor. And in this regard, I should like to underscore that for Thailand, the EEC represents the future directions of the Thai economy. Mr. Phet Chinabut, Deputy Secretary General of the EEC, will elaborate on the work we are doing in the EEC, the progress that we have made, and the investment opportunities in his keynote remarks afterwards. I'd like to highlight a few key points. First, the EEC is spearheading Thailand's 4.0 development strategy to move the Thai economy towards innovation, advanced technology, and a knowledge-based economy. The EEC is also striving to have the most conducive ecosystem for foreign investment in terms of efficient infrastructures, connectivity, regulatory frameworks, and the most attractive investment incentives. And an important point that I'd like to mention is that the EEC has adopted the bio, circular, and green, or what we call the BCG economic model, which emphasizes sustainability in all dimensions. In terms of industrial development, the EEC endeavors to promote advanced industries in key sectors which have been our traditional strength, as well as develop new industries where we believe we have strong potential for the future. One of the major economic strengths of Thailand, past, present, and future, is agriculture. The agricultural sector has always been the mainstay of the Thai economy, contributing to about 13% of the country's GDP. At the same time, agriculture also offers bright prospects, I believe, for the future of the Thai economy. Our goals are, first, to advance towards smart farming and smart production, utilizing all the instruments of the digital technology, AI, IoT, automation, and robotics. Second, to innovate by applying biotechnology, new food products, the whole range of functional foods in line with consumers' emphasis on a more healthy lifestyle. And third, to put in place through the construction of a new airport in Utapao and the expansion of our deep sea port, the most efficient system of logistics to ensure that supply chains are secure, safe, and efficient. And lastly, as I noted earlier, to fully embrace the concept of sustainability by way of our BCG economic model. Also, upgrading the agricultural sector also means better livelihood for the grassroots economy. Towards this end, we see Singapore with its future-oriented economy as an important partner. The economic ties between our two countries are strong and growing. Still, I believe there are a number of areas where we can do more to bring about synergy partnership. Singapore is a major financial and trading hub and a leader in research and development and cutting-edge technology. I understand from my discussion with Mr. Tan yesterday that the SPF seeks to focus on assisting up-and-coming SMEs in Singapore to seek out opportunities for investment abroad, and in this regard, sees Thailand as a key partner and investment destination. I'm sure by working together with SPF, we will be able to identify where are the opportunities for our closer collaboration and partnership. This webinar is a major step in this direction. It is my hope that there will be follow-up activities soon after this event with a view to achieving concrete outcomes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sihasak. It's just a very inspiring speech. We have learned that future food and advanced agriculture are also in line with the BCG model, or Biocircular Green Economic Model, which will lead our countries to the next era of sustainability for all people, where we will leave no one behind. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Tan Teck Lee, country head of Singapore Business Federation, who is overseeing Thailand, Malaysia, and the Philippines to deliver his opening remark. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Sawadee my name is Teck Lee. Thank you, Mr. Sihasak Pongkiat, and Special Advisor to EEC, Office and former Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, distinguished panelists. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. A very warm welcome to today's webinar on investment opportunities in advanced agriculture and food and future food industries, jointly organized by Singapore Business Federation and Thai EEC. Everybody knows that Thailand has fertile farmland, abundance of seafood resources, and Thailand has long been one of the few countries that can produce far more food than it consumes. The country has also earned itself the name as the kitchen of the world, and is well known for its high quality food standards. This webinar topic comes timely as we gradually enter the endemic phase. And companies need to look closely at the emerging opportunities in the region and explore partnerships to capture more businesses. Under the Thai EEC development roadmap, Singapore companies can look forward to investment in opportunities in 12 focus industries, including the food for the future, healthcare, digital, logistics, and others. The food for the future is one of the key industries driving Thailand's economic development. Thailand is well known as an agriculture powerhouse. It is the world's hub for advanced food and nutrition manufacturing, with significant investment in technology, food safety, R&D, as well as sustainability enhancement. The sharing by the respective speakers and panelists as part of today's program will deep dive further on the relevant topics and shed light on the emerging opportunities. SBF, as the apex chamber in Singapore, will continue to play a facilitating role between businesses in ASEAN and the world, and we are stepping up our efforts to help companies deepen their engagement in the region. In 2019, we launched the Global Connect SBF program with the support of Enterprise Singapore. Through this program, we assist Singapore companies via the learn, land, and localized approach to obtain market insights and make ground connections through our in-house market experts. Given strong Singapore business interest in Thailand, we have set up the Singapore Enterprise Center in Bangkok in December 2021 to better facilitate Singapore companies foray into the respective market. Despite COVID disruption, I'm pleased to share that SBF has facilitated more than 1,500 business requests related to ASEAN and helped more than 45 projects land in ASEAN markets from year 2020 to 2021. Before we proceed to our main program today, I would like to extend my sincerest thanks to our partners for this webinar. Today's webinar will not be possible without the strong support of Thai EEC, as well as Enterprise Singapore, whom we work closely with to support our businesses. I wish everybody a fruitful webinar ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sihasak and Mr. Tan Teck Lee, for your remarks. It's been such an honor having both of you to officiate the opening of this webinar. Next, to signify this webinar as a stepping stone for strong cooperation between Thailand's EEC, between Thailand EEC and Singapore Business Federation, may I invite Mr. Phet Chinaput, Deputy Secretary General, Investment and International Affairs, EEC Office and Pharma, President of National Food Institute of Thailand, to deliver keynote speech on EEC updates and investment opportunity in advanced agriculture and future food industry.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone. A good afternoon to all of you who are joining this webinar today. It is my pleasure to have this opportunity to give a keynote speech and to share my view on the development of EEC and investment opportunity in advanced agriculture and future food industry in Thailand to Singapore and Thai investors. As Ambassador Sihasak and Mr. Tan Teck Lee speak that we are focused on the food for the future. So Thailand is one of the world's largest food exporter and high global ranking in the food industry, which is raw materials and strong potential in food processing. Thailand has worldwide recognition as the kitchen of the world. And the last 5 years that I have been worked for, the last 10 years ago that I have been worked as a president in FI, National Food Institute, we launched the project that the Thailand, not only the kitchen of the world, but the safety kitchen of the world with natural resources, biodiversity, highly skilled workforce, a year-round growing season, and industrial base to support bioeconomy. As Thailand food export increased every year since 2020, 2022, that raised up to 2,900 million tons for raw material. Thailand has positioned itself as a future food hub. The key products include functional food, such as healthy food and food for aging, food additive, such as flavor, fragrance, and functional ingredients, and food supplements, such as food extraction and nutrition science. Thus, we know that Thailand has well-established supply chain and favorable business ecosystem in many industries, particularly in the food and bio industry, which have long been based in Eastern area, which is a part of EEC today. The concept of sustainable development has been adopted in EEC as a mission to investment promotion. As Ambassador has said that the Thailand promote the BCG economy has been laid out as a main priority in Thailand development policy, as well as a cornerstone for the EEC project. In light of the change in business trend for health and well-being cluster, this theme is under the umbrella of life science involving technology in advanced agricultural, which is best for food and cosmeceutical, as well as medical and treatment. EEC is positioned itself to be the center for functional food and food for the future. With the strength of ready-to-use agricultural raw material, there's a lot of many things in Thailand, and high biodiversity and accumulate knowledge in the field of biotechnology. I believe that there are a lot of opportunities for biological investment in the EEC. Now, Thailand have food processing industry use of around 80% of local raw material in product. It's allowed to all entrepreneurs to operate at low cost, increasing the food processing industry competitiveness in the global market. To promote investment in this field, the EEC emphasized upgrading agri-technology for production to the marketplace, creating value add for agri-products, and providing business environment for biotechnology development. Especially in EECI, we encourage the use of technology and smart farming to maximize the full potential to be a hub of food and fruit production. EEC target upstream to production and raw material for innovation in the health and well-being related industry for functional food, food additive, and bio-based product for our country, our ASEAN, and our world. To strengthen this industry, we set up the facility to technological transition in EEC area that we call EECI. EEC Innovation was established technology and innovation platform to support advanced and innovative industry in the EEC area, which we open in this year in Wangchan Valley, nearby Rayong province, in Rayong province. EECI is a novel ecosystem designed to promote innovation and upgrade modern technology that will serve future business needs. A complete innovation ecosystem will transform technological and innovation research into practical industrial application. There's a lot of things in EECI. Biopolis, a biotechnology innovation center with biorefinery facility and advanced agricultural facility as a plant factory, greenhouse with environment control system, and food Innopolis will be component and innovation complex with technological development for advanced agriculture and future food in the EEC. Especially in the biorefinery, we serve as infrastructure for research and development at laboratory level for commercialization in the biochemical, food, and pharmaceutical industry. The biorefinery pilot plant, which is a co-investment project with Bio-based Europe pilot plant from Belgium, was officially launched in EECI yesterday. That we have an agreement between Bio-based Europe and EECI, and that's that. So about the incentive, the Thai government has put in place strong institutional support to foster capacity building in key areas such as international food standard, innovation, marketing, and support for small and medium-sized businesses. With the support of EEC office, we have the Prime Minister is our chairman of the ECO. We try to set up ourselves like a regulatory sandbox feature. Investors will be able to pursue innovative business model that utilize disruptive technology without prohibitive regulatory constraint. So I promise that everyone who would like to invest in the EEC, we will support you all the time. We will provide a new incentive package that will focus on the use case with employ relevant technologies, rather than limiting ourselves to just the target industry we previously identified. We can tailor-make the incentive for the investor who like to invest in any area about the food or about the supplement, about the agriculture. EEC office is pleased to support the Singapore company interested in investing in agri-food innovation business and future food industry, as Mr. Tech Lee and Embassy see success, as well as investment in the field where Singapore has technological potential, such as smart farming, plant-based food, functional food, and biotechnology. I would like to ensure that the EEC and both countries between Thai and Singapore, we would like to support all investors in either Thai or Singapore or co-partner along your investment journey in Thailand. Finally, I hope you can explore investment opportunity from this webinar and bring us closer together. If you are unsure whether your business interest or plan what we support or source after, please do not hesitate to get in touch with us. We are most happy to have a discussion with you. EEC office, and I am as a representative of EEC staff, will be a business facilitator and would like to be a partner with the flexibility and customizability that EEC will be able to offer to ensure successful investment project in EEC in Thailand and Singapore. Thank you very much for this event, for support us.
Thank you very much, Dr. Pet Chinaput, for such a very informative speech and presentation. Next, I would like to present the first section of this webinar, which is the roundtable discussions. This roundtable discussion will be moderated by Mr. Saurav Bajaj. He has over a decade of food sector experience. And right now, he is the director of investments of Proterra Partners, which is a global private equity firm focused on natural resources investing, including the food and agriculture sector. It is time to begin with the discussion. May I give the floor to Mr. Saurav Bajaj, our moderator.
Thank you. Thanks for the introduction. And it's a great pleasure and an honor to be moderating this session. I think this is one session which is one where some of the questions that have been raised on the forum would be answered in terms of how could potential companies raise capital, how could they get access to technology, how could they get access to different markets. And it's with extreme joy that I would like to also introduce the three key pillars that are in some ways responsible for shaping up the entire ecosystem. So we have from the Eastern Economic Corridor of Innovation, Prapat Panpi. He is the Assistant Manager of Bio-Based Industry Collaboration Division at EECI. We also have with us from NIA of Thailand, Jitripon Jirakulchuk. He's the innovation developer for innovation in the economy department. And we have John Chang from Singapore. He is the founder and MD of Innovate 360. Innovate 360 is Southeast Asia's first food accelerator with facilities as well as venture funding to back upcoming startups and to back founders whom he and his team believe in. Without taking too much time in introducing, maybe I straight away jump into the questions. I think the first one that I have is for Prapat, and I believe he also has a presentation which he would like to share with all of you. I think that one of the key questions that had come up was how could people potentially collaborate with EECI? How could entrepreneurs reach out to them? How could corporates reach out to EECI? So over to you, Prapat. It would be great if you could share your perspective on how EECI can be approached and how can people collaborate. Also, if you could introduce EECI, that would be really helpful.
Okay. Thank you, Saurabh. And good afternoon, all participants from Singapore and also in Thailand. First of all, I would like to thank EEC Office and Singapore Business Federation to host this webinar and allow me to introduce EECI as an organization to help promote investment in Thailand. So I'm going to tell you a bit more about how EECI could be an opportunity for investment in advanced agriculture and food future food industry in EEC for Singapore company. So I'm going to share some slides here. Okay. At EECI, our main objective is to close the gap between research development and industrial application. As you can see from the slide, we have the TRL level, technology level, readiness level from 1 to 9. The product from research development mostly on the level of 1 to 4, but the industrial application can apply or can implement the level 7 to 9. So to do that, large-scale infrastructure to support technology scale-up and technology localization are being invested at EECI, where we are focusing on 6 main industry. As you can see, give me a second. Okay, as you can see here, we're focusing on modern agriculture and advanced biotechnology, biofuel, biochemical, battery, modern transport, automation, robotics, smart industry, smart electronic, aviation, aerospace, medical device, and supply. So today we're going to focus more mainly on modern agriculture and advanced biotechnology. Okay, the information shown here is the sum of infrastructure being developed at EECI. For example, the phenomic greenhouse and plant factory for high-value plant production, the biorefinery pilot plant for both biochemical and functional ingredient development, sustainable manufacturing center to support industrial 4.0 transformation, alternative battery pilot plant, CAV proving ground of automation vehicle. As you can see here, today we're going to focus more on smart greenhouse, phenomic greenhouse, biorefinery, and plant factory, which is the timeline for this year. We will be ready to use the smart greenhouse, and the following years, the phenomic greenhouse, and in 2024, plant factory and biorefinery will be ready for use. And here are the headquarter and grand opening timeline. I would like to touch a bit more about the mid of this year, about June. We expect to move in the office, expect to move in and can be worked from June 2020 this year. And for your important schedule, grand opening at November, we will be do the grand opening for the November this year. If we're talking about the advanced agriculture, we focusing on three main facilities to support advanced agriculture. The first one is on morphological and physiological screening, which is we can study how the plant respond to the various external factors. I will explain a bit more later on. The second one, we focusing on the facility to support environmental control system, smart greenhouse, plant factory, indoor farming. And the third facility, we focusing on decision support system, which will be able to use for crop management, yield forecasting, precision farming, and also crop insurance. To do that, we have four main facility infrastructure to support the advanced agriculture here. Phenomic greenhouse, we do study the response of the plant to external factor. For example, if we want to screen or select the plant that's suitable for drought condition and also still can produce high phytochemical, for example, we can use this facility to decide to screen and to select the elite variety for specific trade. After that, we can do scale up and validate the growing condition in smart greenhouse and plant factory to get the information to evaluate business feasibility. And we also have the UAV sandbox, which will allow the developer of UAV to test, to modify the application for example, crop management, crop forecasting, and then can be applied in the industry. We are focusing on high value crop, herb and spice, and also economic crop. We expect to get the outcome of how to screen the new candidate variety, and we select the elite variety for specific trade. For example, high biocompound, biotic compound, high vitamin, high mineral, for example, and also the optimization of growing conditions. So we can get the growing recipe, how to grow this specific variety in plant factory or in smart greenhouse. And also this information can be scaled up to learn how to evaluate for business feasibility as well. So here, and to further contribute to future food, we also have the infrastructure for biorefinery. We have biorefinery pilot plant infrastructure at ECI. In this biorefinery pilot plant, it will help you to refine the high value from product out of your agricultural product or your agro waste. To do that, biorefinery pilot plant here is designed for multi-purpose, generic, and open platform for scale up and economic feasibility study. What does this mean? It means that we expect multi-input and also multi-output, as you can see on the right-hand side. For example, if we select the high-value herb, for example, and then we can go to the process of extraction and purification to get active ingredient as a food supplement, for example. But the special of this infrastructure is we decide to be like a jigsaw. When you want to change the input, the infrastructure here can be modified to suitable for your input feedstock, to suitable for your output demand. So basically you can do research, you can do scale up and test the economic feasibility with the pipeline of biorefinery. And also this biorefinery pilot plant has been managed by professional company BioBase Europe and NSTDA become holding company called BioBase Asia, which is Dr. Pet just mentioned earlier about the announcement yesterday. And
thanks, Prapat. If I could interrupt you, I think this is really helpful and yeah, sets the context. And maybe I have a question in between, and this is in regard the participants were also sending across as questions. Okay. If founders of startups want to reach out to you, or if fund managers like John Chang or myself want to reach out to you to collaborate with EECI, what's the best mechanism for doing that?
Okay, for the how the company collaborate with us.
Yes.
I think, for example, we are looking for partner to develop high value product from our local bio resources. And also we certainly welcome partner who would like to localize their advanced technology for Thailand and Asian market. And also joint research partnership between company from Singapore and our local agency that would be sustainable benefit for both company, both country, and also share use of infrastructure at ECI is always possible and can be factored into discussion. Along the way, joint development of talent could be another opportunity for the company come to collaborate with us as well. And last, we are open to any suggestion from you in any arrangement that will create mutual and long-term benefit for everyone involved. That would be a list of the way to collaborate with us.
Got it. Yeah, that's really helpful.
Okay.
So
may I wrap up a bit for one slide?
Yes, sure. Please. Yes. Thank you.
Okay. To wrap up all the infrastructure we have in here, the benefit of collaborating with EECI, just mainly like 4 topics covered in here. The infrastructure you can have, you can have a collaboration with us, and factory, phenolic greenhouse, and also the bioresources in Thailand, and sizable and expandable market in Thailand. Ease of doing innovation, like Dr. Pet mentioned before, close collaboration with EEC office and BOI, as well as a strong connection with the research community across the nation. That would be the benefit you can get from EECI. Thank you. That would be of my things.
Thank you, Prapat. Thank you so much. That was really insightful, and I'm sure a lot of people would be reaching out to you after this session. The next question that we have is for Jitrapon from National Innovation Agency, NIA. Jitrapon, it would be really helpful if you could help us understand how can startups reach out to you, whether to raise capital or to get access to technology or to get access to different markets. And also if you could introduce NIA from an agri-food lens, that would be really helpful. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much for having me today. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jitrapon Somchok, an innovation developer from the National Innovation Agency, or you can call it NIA. So today I'm going to introduce you the works of NIA and some of the relevant schemes that you may that might be of use to you. So firstly, who is NIA? So NIA is under the Ministry of Higher Education, Science, Research and Innovation, or you can call it MACI. We are one of the funding agencies and operational agencies in the ministry. Our vision is to be a key stakeholder in enhancing the national innovation system towards sustainable values. And our missions are to promote the national innovation ecosystem development, promote the ease of doing business, and promote the innovation capability development. So apart from that, we are part of the National Startup Committee, or NSC, whose mission is to promote the awareness of the ecosystem here in Thailand, to promote the ease of doing business, to enhance startups' competitiveness and growth, to strengthen the ecosystem, and to provide incentives and supports to the startups both locally and globally. So Thailand has, the startup ecosystem in Thailand has been growing dramatically since 4 or 5 years ago when it started. So you can see the abundance of players in the ecosystem, ranging from startups, government agencies who targeting support on startups, and also the corporates who are willing to work with the startups. So in order to promote the ecosystem here to the world, and to act as the landing services, NIA has established the Global Startup Hub Thailand, located in 3 locations in Thailand: Bangkok, Chiang Mai, and also EEC. So this center will act as the desk for you. If you have any information, inquiries, or want to know anything, you can come here and ask for anything. So our basic services include 1, information center for startups; 2, landing pad services; 3, networking and business matching; and the last one, business consultancy services. So so we also hold regular networking activities from time to time, both on-site and online. So in case you have any interest in mingling with the local ecosystem, please feel free to join and catch up. Apart from that, we have the growth scheme to promote the access to market and business growth for startups, both from locally and from globally. So we help them access the market. We help them access the source of fund and investment. Also, we help them to connect with the relevant parties in the local ecosystem. One of the program that might be of your interest is Space Out. It's the first global food tech incubator and accelerator program of Thailand, meaning that is the global one. It welcomes all the startups from around the world to come here to Thailand and help them access to market, get connected to investors, get access to local partners. Now we have some of the leading companies and universities joining us as official partners. For example, Thai Union, it is the largest tuna can exporter in the world. Thai Bev, one of the renowned beverage company. Deloitte Thailand, and also Mahidol University. We already supported at least 33 local and international alumni. So for example, from Singapore, we have Alchemy Food Tech, we have Profile Print, we have Sophie's Bionutrient, and so on. From our past experience, at least 30% of our alumni receive funding and investment after the program. And since we started the extensive promotion program to promote the collaboration between the cohort and the local partner, we receive at least 79%. So at least 79% of our alumni can get collaboration with local partners. And our we are currently running the batch 3, and we will be opening for application for the batch 4 from the second half of the year. So since July, please get in touch. This is where we help the startups, especially overseas startups, get connected to the market and the relevant parties. Apart from that, we also have our biggest annual event is called Startup and Thailand Innovation Expo. This year will be hosted between 23rd to 25 June 2022 in hybrid format, meaning we have on-site part in Bangkok and also online part. So please book your date. This is where we showcase the innovations in Thailand, showcase the startups in Thailand. We also invite all of our partners and startups from around the world in our network to come here and share experiences, get connected. Apart from that, we also yes.
Chitrapan, I think that's really helpful and interesting to hear.
Okay.
Could I trouble you to also share some way in which people can reach out to you? I think we are getting questions of how people can reach out to you.
Sure. So mainly I would suggest you reach out to this Global Startup Hub Thailand Center. We can search in the Facebook fan page. It will pop up as the first one. They are very active on that. Or you can send out the emails to us, or you can send out the emails to me here.
Great. Yeah, I think that's really helpful. So all of those who have dialed in and want to reach out to him, his email address is provided on the screen for you right now.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chitrapan. Thanks so much. I think we have saved the best for the last. We have John Chang. John comes from a family business and then started Innovate 360. He is also the brains behind Feed 9 Billion. It would be really interesting, John, to hear from you a little more about Innovate 360, a little more about Feed 9 Billion, a little more to know how you are helping the broader ecosystem. There are some tens of companies within your portfolio now. So it would be really interesting to hear how you are helping the entire ecosystem in Singapore and in broader ASEAN region.
Thank you. So I've prepared some slides, and I guess where I come from is really to share a little bit about my journey as well, how we help to create an ecosystem and allow for investment and something into this food ecosystem. So for me, I'm a third generation business owner of Cheng Yu Heng. It's a sugar manufacturing company. So we do quite a bit with Thailand as well. And you know, it's a 75-year-old business, started in 1947 by my grandfather. So a lot of our trade is also done with Thailand traditionally. And then in Singapore, we are the oldest and only sugar manufacturer producing rock sugar, red sugar, and black jaggery sugar. So our business can be kind of segmented into 4 parts. And this is kind of where, you know, I came into the business to slowly transform the business to be able to contribute to investing into startups. So before that, just a little bit on the core business. You know, we do sugar, flour, and we import products into Singapore as well as manufacture. And then we also have an e-commerce market space. So these are some of our traditional products. And then of course we have something for the younger generation. So this is something that I built since 2016, and now we're selling whole of China and to other parts of Asia as well. Rock sugar sticks with different flavors, different colors. And through this, you know, we had our distributors asking do you have, you know, other products that you can sell to us? And so that's when the traditional business decided, you know, why not tap on startups to help us produce products that we could sell to our distributors. And that's how our traditional business got involved with the whole startup ecosystem. At the same time, due to COVID, we also launched our e-commerce platform. At the same, and that's where we help startups, companies go digital, connect with consumers, and then also help them to go global. Because Singapore is relatively a small market, so that's something that we did during COVID. We're targeting 100 Singapore brands, and in a sense, because of this, we in 2018 we decided to start Innovate 360. One way was because we wanted to pay it forward, but at the same time we wanted to be able to tap on these startups to produce products for our own distribution. Today, Innovate 360 has more than 60 startups. We have infrastructure, so we are Singapore's first food accelerator with facilities. So what we provide is manufacturing spaces, co-working spaces, test kitchens, laboratories. We're spread out across 5 locations by June this year. Of course, we work with partners. So I think one of the main core ideas to trying to find ways how do you create this whole ecosystem is really about collaboration, and we do so even more with the 100 over partners that I've been working with. So I've been in the business for about 12 years now, and a lot of it is a lot of the things that I've been doing, transforming the business, really tapping on different partners, institutions to help me grow. And that's where Innovate 360 is also that platform to help startups to be able to connect with all these partners. So these are some of the startups I think Kun Jitapon just now mentioned, Alchemy, Karana, and also Sovi Bionutrients. So they also our startups as well. And so we have about 60 startups since 2018. In Singapore, we are also a accredited mentor partner. We actually help startups with a $50,000 grant that they have to go through us to be able to get this, and it's provided by the Singapore government. At the same time, we also encourage foreign startups to work in Singapore, and we also have the entrepreneurship pass where they can tap on. And also, in terms of what we provide for the startups, in a gist, it's infrastructure, the accelerator program, which is a 12-month program, our network, which is basically our mentors from different industries. So you have chefs, you have entrepreneurs, you have people in food safety, you have people in corporate finance to help startups. And then, of course, our partners, and finally our fund. So obviously for us, we've been investing through our corporate business for the last couple of years, but it was time for us to formalize things, restructure it. So now we're launching our own food fund, which is really focused on 4 key areas that Innovate 360 focuses on, which is your agri-tech, deep tech, consumer packaged goods, and food sustainability. So this really helps grow startups. And through helping these startups, out of these 60 startups, we actually created more than 280 green jobs. And then just a fact, there are more female founders than male founders. And just to give you an idea of the spaces that we have in our infrastructure. So we have the shared kitchens, the spaces like that. So these are the startups that we have, and in those categories I mentioned. I think Singapore makes a very good place where you can do R&D. You can also about food security and food safety. Of course, our program is very different. It's also about industrial connections and really connecting them to the industry. As Saurabh mentioned earlier on, I'm also co-founder of Feed 9 Billion. So it's an open ecosystem platform to try to feed 9.8 billion people by 2050. And this is so important because by 2050, 5.5 billion people will come from Asia. So this is a platform that we have members who join us really to raise the awareness of sustainability innovation through collaboration. And we launched the Good Food Startup Mano 2019 together with the Good Food Institute to really help startups navigate the food ecosystem. And I think one thing I want to stress, it's really about the private partnership together the public partnership, because through this Good Food Startup Mano, we got the Singapore authorities, SFA, Singapore Food Agency, MTI, to actually contribute to the content together with our partners, our startups, as well as our, everyone in the ecosystem. So it's an ecosystem play. So these are some of our members. And then, I think Feed 9 Billion is not just Singapore, it's about the whole Asia Pacific, including Thailand as well, that will be able to drive sustainability on a whole different level, including innovation. Just some media and ways you can contact me. I know we try to rush through the slides, but I hope that gave you a better idea to what I am doing as well. Yeah.
Great. Thanks, John. Thanks so much. I think that was really informative. I think what's really interesting and is coming out of this roundtable is that there are multiple agencies, including players in the ecosystem, such as Innovate 360, that would be more than happy to support upcoming and budding entrepreneurs and companies to come out of Thailand or to come out of the broader Southeast Asia region. What's really interesting is that while Thailand is the 50th country in terms of the total area it has when compared to all the countries globally, yet it is one of the leaders in multiple food categories, including sugarcane, in which it's the 4th largest producer, rice, where it's the 6th largest, cassava, it's the 2nd largest, palm oil, it's the 3rd largest, natural rubber, it's the largest. The case in point being that Thailand has immense potential, and it's for the founders to perhaps now reach out to the broader ecosystem, most of the key players of which are present on this forum today. Also, in the next session, we have 3 key and promising companies and their co-founders, CEOs, and CTOs talking about the company, which would also give all of us an opportunity to get to know those companies better. With that, maybe I conclude this session and pass it on to the MC. Thank you, everyone, once again for taking the time out. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Saurav, and our 3 speakers. We received lots of insightful and meaningful opinion that will definitely increase opportunities for investment in advanced agriculture and food and future food industry in EEC area and also in Singapore. The next section will be company showcases. And we have 4 companies joining us today. Each company will have 5 to 7 minutes for their presentation and talk. For the first company, to begin with the first company, we have Mr. Nat Ati Witwat, Deputy Managing Director of Innovate Asia Company Limited. This topic today will be about opportunity to enhance the future by life science. Let's welcome.
Can you see my slide?
Yes, we can see.
Okay. All right. Okay, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. This is Nat Ati Witwat. I'm the Deputy Managing Director of Innovate Asia. Today, I would like to show you the business of Innovate Asia and what we do, and especially in terms of plant-based food. Okay, Innovate Asia we started this company about like a year and about 3 months ago. And we aim, it's 100% owned by PTT. In case you don't know about PTT, PTT is more like a national energy company in Thailand. We do oil and gas and the energy business in Thailand. And recently, we just set up this company just to focus on the life science business, because we would like to diversify our business to life science and other business. So Innovate Asia started about a year and 3 months ago. We focused on 3 business units, which is pharmaceutical, medical, technology, and the last one is nutrition. So today, to focus on the things that related to the topic today, we present you the nutrition business. In nutrition business, we focus on three things, which we think that is going to be the future of the nutrition. One is the future food, in which we already set up the company, which is called NRPT, which is focused on the plant-based food. The second one is functional or nutraceutical business. And the last one is medical nutrition, in which, because today we only have like 5 to 7 minutes, so I would like to just focus on the future food, which is the plant-based. In case you are interested in the new medical nutrition or functional nutrition, so you can contact me directly to get involved or get information, or we can do any collaboration together in the future. So in RPT, Nutra Regenerative Protein is the company under Innobic Asia. We team up with NRF, which is the well-known food company in Thailand, and NRF already started some of the plant-based food already. So we think that this is going to be a good opportunity together with NRF and PTT, also Innobic Asia are interested in the plant-based as well. So we team up about a year ago, and our mission to set up this company is to create the alternative protein for the region, for the global people to get the healthy consumption, and also to elevate the farmer in terms of agricultural in this region as well, to promote that. And the last one is to serve the food with flavor, and it has to be the happy eating food. So this is the concept of our company. We're going to promote the agricultural transformation in the region. And also we're going to set up the plant in Thailand, in which I'm going to talk later. And the last one is to promote the healthy food in the region. We also team up with Plant and Bean UK, in which they have the plant, probably one of the largest plant in the UK or in the Europe, and they have some technology to produce the food. For example, the sandwich, the sausage, patty, and pork mince, and they plan to set up the plant around the world, and one of them is Thailand, and their taste is quite good in terms of the rating. They have done some survey. Not only the Plant and Bean UK, we also team up with the Wicked Kitchen in UK as well. So we're gonna be license their product to sell it in the region as well. While we are set up the company, we already set up the company, and we're gonna build the plant very soon, in which next year we're gonna start the commercialization. While we are waiting for the factory, we also produce the product by ourselves. We have our own R&D laboratory, and also we're gonna have the restaurant to be the outlet of this food we have. We focus of the food that we develop at the moment is more like a chicken, for example, chicken pop, chicken nugget, tender, and also dumpling, things like that. And that, PTTOR, which is our affiliate company, we have the franchise restaurant to sell this product as well. So we already start selling the product to them a while ago. In May, we're gonna start commercialize our flagship store, which is more like a showcase store called Alt Eatery, in around Thong Lo station, and this is the picture of our restaurant. So our restaurant will have mini mart. We also have the coffee shop. We also have the kiosk for eat and go, and also if you would like to sit down and then have the food there for plant-based food. So we also have the food served. And the last one is to promote the awareness of the plant-based in Thailand or in the region. We also have the workshop and activities, things like that. Our activities are also outdoor activities. We also have, you know, movie, films and all that. And we also have wine tasting, workshop and all that to promote the living alternatively for the region, for the local people. Not only the products that we have in the future, we also do the R&D. For example, the protein extraction using the highest moisture extrusion, something like that, so that, you know, we can create more texture or the better taste of the product. And also we will, you know, promote the crops that can be produced in Thailand and produced locally. For example, the mung bean and all that. And the last one, we are also getting some technologies, for example, the fermentation, precision fermentation, and also culture fat and culture meat as well to be, you know, our product in the pipelines. So this is my 5 minutes or to 7 minutes that we would like to present it to you. So if you are interested in doing things with that, you know, if you are in Singapore and you are a startup and you would like to use our plan to do OEM, or you would like to sell the product through us, you know, just let us know. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Nat Atibitawat. It's a very informative and very interesting presentation. The next one, the second company that we have today, we are honored to have Professor Dr. Alisa Wangnai of Biome Company Limited, where she is the Chief Technology Officer and co-founder. Today, she will talk about biotechnology and synthetic biology platforms on agri-food sector. Let's welcome her. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Thank you for the opportunity to introduce Biome. Biome is a biotech R&D startup spun off from Faculty of Science, Chang University. My name is Alisa Wangnai, a professor in biochemistry and one of the CTO of Biome. With a much growing wave of the world population, reaching up to almost 10 billion in 2050, it is expected that we need 100% more food to prevent food insecurity problem. And 70% of that must come from the efficiency enhancing technology. The World Food Programme reported that every minute we delay this improvement of the technology, 12 children will die from hunger. But that is not it, you know, because the role of the technology cannot just focus on the efficiency alone, but it has to ensure the food safety and the consumer quality of life while affordable and sustainable. At Biome, we have a platform of the cutting-edge synthetic biology technology that not only custom design bioproducts such as DNA, proteins, peptides, but also create an engineered microbial cell factory for the production of the desired product. This technology platform is highly efficient, time-saving, economical, and most importantly, sustainable. As an example of this technology, biovanillin, which is the highest demand food additive in the world, is generally produced by the extraction of 40,000 vanillin pods collected from 9-year grown plantation, and only available from 8 plantation countries in the world. So from this limitation and due to climate change and increasing demand, it may be in short supply in the near future. Alternatively, here, biovanillin can be produced by a synbio engineered microbe using only one fermentation tank for 4 days, using agricultural residues as a substrate. So as a result, this synbio process will increase the production capacity and ensure sufficient supply of any desirable biosubstances. Another example is with the industrial enzymes, which are now crucial components in several green industries. By using SynBio technology integrated with computational modeling and simulation, the enzyme can be tailor-made and formulated according to your needs to enhance your business competitiveness. So at Biome, we create our own bioproduct using SynBio technology, but we would like to share and fully exploit this technology platform. So we would like to collaborate with you to design, build, test, and also validate the product according to your requirements and to serve as the research arm for your industry. Well, in terms of our products related to agriculture and food industry, it is unarguable that pesticide contamination in the environment and on food are harmful. So we have launched a series of bioproducts to solve these pain points in agriculture and food chain. Pesticide contamination raises concerns about food safety due to its toxicity effect to human health. It increased the health risk and healthcare costs of the country. It is also one of the main reasons of border rejection of the farm produce, causing millions of dollars lost of Thailand export businesses and economy. So to solve this problem, Biome uses SynBio concept to develop insecticide detoxifying enzyme as a functional ingredient and incorporate it into M-Green product, which is a fruit and vegetable washing agent. While conventional washing techniques like using water and chemical may only partially remove insecticide, this enzyme formula with scientific proven data effectively breaks down insecticide molecules, reducing the toxicity. M-Green is beneficial for food industry, import-export businesses, but also support healthy lifestyle of all generation consumer. Well, upon M-Green validation with the stakeholders, we realized that insecticide detection is also another pain point because the color test result here, it's unclear, and the lab test is costly and time consuming. So with Biome's SynBio DNA technology, we developed PSEF, which is a small size, high sensitivity biosensor chip so that you can plug in and use with your own cell phone for real-time monitoring. And this will be ready for the market next year. M-Green and PSEF products are to solve the end of the chain problem. But to mitigate the contamination originated from the farmland, we developed a formulation of natural cells, microbial cells, as a soil remediator product. This product not only degrades soil pollutants, but also promote plant growth and increase soil fertility, supporting sustainable agriculture. Biome has been found in mid-2020. With angel seed funding and the first round fundraising finalizing, we are planning to launch several more products with our partner. If you are interested of using sustainable biotechnology to enhance your businesses, please come and join us in this journey. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Alisa Wangnai. And we have come to the third company that joining us today, which is Mr. Thitipan Bunmi, CEO and co-founder of Qbox Point Company Limited, who will proudly present you about FarmBook, which is a platform to support farmers' management from production to the market. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Thitipan Bunmi, CEO from Farmbook. Nice to meet you. Farmbook is the supply chain management. We is a startup reverse investment from the Bank Agriculture in Thailand. The problem in agriculture industrial rests from buyer and grower cannot find each another at the right time, or when they meet, when is a problem. The problem is they cannot demand planning and cannot track the production in farm and cannot traceability. The Farmbook is the track company. I provide the technology from the solve the problem from buyer and farmer in the agriculture industry. Now the Farmbook is provide a technology in GIS from for the farmer land management and the ERP technology from KS process in farm and process in the packing station. And we have the image processing technology and provide satellite and image processing for track activity in farm. Now I use in agriculture, industrial, and sugar factory and cassava factory. The Farmbook use the activity data in farm for the each cycle to design work the process and as sustainable in the area. We have near infrared technology that can classify the product from farm. Now I use in the cassava factory, and then now I have the blockchain technology for the food truck for proof the process in farm and production in packing station and transportation to consumer. Farmbook solution for agriculture industry. The first, Farmbook is have model partnership, connect the user in agriculture and food supply chain. Farmbook have 3 platforms. First, I have the platform for the grower. I have the application for the farmer and contact farm for record activity in farm. And I have the platform for demand. I call demand planning for the buyer, like food exporter.
ธิติพันธ์ค่ะขออนุญาตนิดนึงค่ะ
ครับผม
สไลด์ไม่เลื่อนค่ะคุณธิติพันธ์ ไม่แน่ใจ
ขอโทษทีครับ
ว่าเป็นที่อะไรเลยขอบคุณค่ะ
ครับ
ขอบคุณค่ะ
ครับผม I'm sorry. Okay. And Farmbook solution, I have the application for the connect user in agriculture and food supply chain. I have the 3 platform. The first in platform grower, like farmer and contract farming for the farm management. And 3, I have the platform for buyer, like a demand planning, like a procurement management. The farmer can, buyer can create PO in the system, and the system is matching PO with the farmer. And product agriculture and food in the platform, it can test ready on Farmbook with the blockchain technology. Now the example in product in modern trade, you can scan QR code and can see information in farm and customer activity in farm and location farmer. Okay, Farmbook platform. The workflow in Farmbook in like a navigator to matching buyer and grower in system. When buyer matching with the grower, can have tool for the demand planning and supply planning and track activity in farm and can test testability the product in farm for the farmer. Now, model partnership supply sourcing for Farmbook in this year. The buyer in platform is I have the Macro and Tesco, Rotat, and Top use the demand planning and okay, I show you the process. Modern trade use the supply sourcing from the Farmbook. Buyer can create PO in the system. Farmbook system use the PO for the matching farmer in system. The all system buyer can track activity and data in the Farmbook, and you can monitor. Buyer can monitor activity in farm and the process activity in packing station and transportation to DC. Okay, this application in the Farmbook. The first step, I have application for the farmer named Farm Today. Farmer can use Farm Today for record activity in farm. When the farmer step to the contact farm, I have Farm Sky for the factory for youth Farm Sky for planning the big farm like sugar factory and cassava factory. I have application the packing station for the control the production in the process production like quality control and the shipment number for send production to DC customer. This is the farmer in the platform Farmbook. The Farmbook is farmer in vegetable and in rice stock. Now I have the farmer about 21,000. In this year, I plan develop the farmer about 500,000 farmer with Agriculture Bank of Thailand. Okay, thank you. This for Farmbook.
Thank you very much, Mr. Titipon. It's very inspiring business setting to leave no one behind in society. Thank you very much. And last but not least, we have Mr. And next, last but not least, we have Mr. Norapat Paunim, CEO and co-founder of Eden Agritech Company Limited. He will talk about his company's invention, which is edible fruit and vegetable coating and extension of life technology. Thank you.
Hi everyone. Good afternoon. I'm not sure you see my screen now.
Yes, we can see clearly.
Okay, cool. So good afternoon everyone. I'm Job Norapat, CEO and co-founder of Eden Agritech, a food tech startup company. Today I'm gonna present you our breakthrough technology that can solve the big issue of food supply chain. So first of all, let me introduce you a bit about our company. So we are a Thai food tech startup founded since 2016 with a great passion to create the sustainability to the global food industry. And our flagship product as today is a chemical-free edible coating solution that can prolong the shelf life of fresh produce and also other related product suite. And along the past few years, we also get a lot of recognition from many business competition and many stage, such as recognized as one of the leading food tech startup from Forward Fooding, as one out of 500 food tech startup in the world in the year of 2020, and also be the winner of AEA 2020, organized by JICA and Japanese government. So as today, we have more than 80 organizations already validated and applying our solution in their supply chain line, which are all of them are the variety from the retail industry and also the food producer industry and other related like the trading company that be the local distributor and exporter of both fruit and vegetable. So the problem we try to solve is the food loss that occur along the food supply chain from the upstream to downstream. And even you are the small distributor or the big large corporate exporter, you find the same problem. And they have to lose up to 50% of their fruit and vegetable in their supply chain, and it damages them around 1.2 billion US dollar per year. It also creates struggle and pain to manage the fresh produce SKU and also limit them to grow their fresh produce portfolio. So the solution we offer to them is the chemical-free edible coating solution with Thai FDA approved. By just simply spraying or dipping on the surface of fresh produce, it will create the invisible film that can regulate the inflow and outflow of gases and water. And the results, any fruit and vegetable can be extended shelf life up to 5 times longer. It can also delay the microbiome occurring and maintaining the nutrition and quality of fresh produce. So you can see on the screen right now that on the left side is not use our technology and on the right side is protected by our technology, and you can see the difference of appearance and also the respiration stage. So when compared to the existing solution that our customer use today, most of them are the chemical. So to summarize, we are not only superior in terms of the capability, we also more easy to use and more safety, that we use the natural extraction as our ingredient, and we also get the Thai FDA approved, and we are on ongoing process to get more local FDA approved from 3 countries around Asia Pacific. So as today, we have 4 strategic segments as exported fresh fruit and vegetable, domestic fresh cut fruit and vegetable, that's mostly be supplier of hypermarket and supermarket in Thailand, dry fruit and vegetable, and the last one is cassava industry. And when we talk about the value that we return for the investment in our technology to our customer is up to 12.9x in terms of the export scenario, and for the domestic scenario, they still get around 7.2x in return. So this is the example of the case that we can help one of the trader to improve that like supply chain. Before they met us, they have the problem to send mango to South Korea. They have to load up to 50% of their mango in the sea freight. But after they use our technology, they can reduce to loss to lower than 5%. So it means that we can reduced from 50% loss to only lower than 5% loss. And this helps them a lot in their supply chain. They don't have to depend on lead or the air freight anymore, but they have the other choice, which is a lot of more cheaper way to transport from Thailand to South Korea. So for the next step, we plan to expand our technology to the regional by set up the authorized distributor model and licensing to them. And we also want to improve our user experience by create the new use case at automated machine for the larger user and concentrate SKU to ensure that we can distribute our solution to other countries smoothly. And we also on the R&D process to explore more new use case to extend the shelf life of more type of food as meat, poultry, seafood, and flour. So this is 5 minutes with Eden Architect. If you have any question or you want to explore about our partnership with Eden Architect, please feel free to contact to any channel that show on the screen right now. So hope this is benefit to all of you. So see you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Norpat. It's also very interesting business and to raise the cost for other business too. Thank you very much. And today we have come to the conclusion of this webinar. To wrap up what we have learned today, I also would like to invite Mr. Saurabh, our moderator, to deliver the conclusion remarks. And next we will have the photo session together. Thank you.
Thank you. I think it has been a great session, and it clearly shows the amount of work that has been put in by EEC and SBF together to make this a success. I think the greatest success would only happen once some of these promising companies are able to tap into the broader ecosystem and to grow. Of course, all of you can reach out to the participants that we had from EECI or from NIA or John Chang from Innovate 360. I also represent Proterra, which is an investor in this sector. So you could potentially also reach out to me if you feel that we could in some ways help you in your growth plans or help you achieve some of your aspirations within the food sector. We clearly see a lot of promise in what Thailand has to offer and what Singapore has to offer, and also what the broader ASEAN region can perhaps obtain if we all come together.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
With that goes without saying, please do reach out to some of us. That would really help everyone. Thanks.
Thank you very much. And I have been informed by the organization team that we have some questions from the registration channel that we have not answered yet, but don't be worried because we will answer you by email. And if you guys have any other questions that would like us EEC to answer, please feel free to leave the questions in the chat box and with your email. We will get back to you as soon as possible. And next, we are going to have the photo sessions. Please open the camera and then I'm going to give you the signal if we are ready to take a photo. พร้อมแล้วบอกนะคะ Okay. Okay. Oh. And then cheese. Okay, start with say cheese first. Cheese. Okay, and then maybe give some mini heart. Yes. Oh, it's been very okay. Thank you so much. 1, 2, 3. And then thumbs up for this spectacular webinar. 1, 2, 3. Very great. Thank you so much. this webinar has come to the last part. On behalf of the EEC Thailand and organizing team, this webinar wouldn't have been successfully organized without help and support from all speakers. So thank you very much. And also the moderator. And especially Singapore Business Federation, who has always been a great partner for EEC. And we hope that in the future, we will get some chance like that to fruitfully cooperate to organize this kind of event again. So for today, thank you very much, everyone. And hope that we can see you soon in the future. Thank you very much and ขอบคุณค่ะ